Welcome back to Deep Thought. We're going through Sonic Adventure 2, and now it's time to tackle the dark story.
This cutscene is so fucking good. I prefer it to the hero side one, to be honest. I mean, the hero side one is sort of, it has its nostalgia just because it's the intro to the whole game kind of thing. I think. Like, it seems like more of a fitting intro to the whole game just because it's Sonic being himself. But then this is just Eggman with his machine guns.
Yeah, this is not a drill. This is not a drill. This is a cannon.
Except for the explosions that are obviously
I don't give a shit.
pre-rendered.
I could not give a shit about the quality. It's just such a good scene.
Yeah. And at this point in the franchise, it was more, oh my god, I'm getting to play as Eggman. This is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Exactly. This was just mind-blowing. I mean, the last time you got to play as Dr. Eggman, I think, was in Sonic R.
Yeah. And that's about it. Actually, Sonic, I think you could play as him as fighters, can't you?
No.
Oh no, he was just the final boss one.
What about in Shuffle? Was he a playable character in there?
No, he was like the big bad who just sort of fucked with you throughout the game.
Oh, you could play as him in Sonic Drift as well.
Oh yeah.
You could.
And, oh no, you could play as him through cheats in Sonic the Fighters.
Oh, that's one thing of, yeah.
And I think in, and I'm also looking it up, in Virtua Striker 3.
Really?
Yeah, Eggman is playable on the FC Sonic team.
What?
His default position is goalie, but he can be switched out.
Okay.
This is great.
My God.
Wouldn't he be the ball?
No, that'd be Sonic in a spin dash.
Oh yeah. Alright, so what do you guys think of Eggman's levels?
They're more fitting for Eggman than Tails, but the levels themselves probably aren't as... Apart from a few, I'm not a big fan on Eggman's levels, but I think the idea of him shooting shit up and whatever fits him more.
Yeah, I'm kind of same sort of thing. Like Eggman's levels, they're designed with Eggman's character traits in mind. Like we got the big like Akira style base, and then we get to other stuff like him going back to another base, and then all that sort of deal.
Then going to another base.
Yeah,
And then going to another
That's pretty
base.
much it. Actually, come to think of it, but yeah,
Yeah. I really like Eggman's levels, except for the next one after this, and this one's okay, and the next one after this is bad, not good. But the ones afterwards, I actually really like. Like you guys said, it fits better for Eggman, for him to be this machine thing, just blowing shit up and everything, more than Tails at least. But I think that may be the reason why I like him so much. It's just. It just feels right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the general layout of this. I'm just waiting for the scene afterward where, like, say Tails or someone just like starts mutating, like that fucking scene from like the Tetsuo thing, because that's what this entire base reminds me of. It's like the general experimental base in Akira. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, and there's also throughout you're kind of breaking down these doors, and the announcer is saying, "Oh, level 3 door, it's been broken. Someone go fix that, or stop the guy who's in there." And
I just
not,
love how easily Eggman breaks in here.
yeah, like for a very high defense prison place, you guys really need to work on your defense.
Security.
Yeah, what I will bring up before we go on to the next level is that in the Dreamcast version of this level, there were a lot more like red lights flashing around. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
noticed that.
really prominent. Whereas this feels really watered down. Like they've taken a lot of the lighting effects away, and that might have been like a concern for safety or something because they were pretty vivid, but it just looks sort of blank here.
I've actually not seen a lot of the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure 2 in action. What's it like? Is it like the first Sonic Adventure, but slightly better looking?
Kind of. It's.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, the jump between Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle wasn't as big as, say, graphically wasn't as big as the transition from SA1 to SA1 DX.
Pretty much, yeah. I suppose, like we were talking about in one of the earlier parts, it's because they were sort of closer together, the releases, there wasn't that much that would need to have been changed in the first place.
Yeah.
It's just a few little weird quirk things, like...
Taking out Big the Cat in the GameCube version, but he's back in this version.
Yeah, yeah, why did they take him out? That sucks. But,
yeah, he gets run over by the gun truck.
Yeah, I saw that in the replay. Yeah, that was funny. Also...
Yeah, the other... Yeah.
Oh, no, you go on.
I was going to say, one of the other things that got changed was some of the little like X-Cube things in the Dreamcast ones were green in Crazy Gadget, and they changed them to red just because they didn't want it to look too much like the Xbox logo, given the GameCube was competing with that at the time.
Okay, so if either of you could tell me where exactly Shadow was being kept in that giant, not very phallic at all thing... Please do.
I think it was like the thing that looks like a coffin.
Okay. Alright. Well, that would make
but
sense.
That's the problem, because Shadow's only almost dead. Why is he in a coffin?
Also, if he's hovering like that, then why doesn't he do that throughout the game?
He used up all his energy just then.
Oh, look, this doesn't look familiar at all.
No, this one can actually do some more shit than the one Sonic fought.
Oh, yeah.
And that just is another sort of inconsistency, because this boss is set, like, chronologically before Sonic's one,
Oh,
but
yeah,
Sonic
way
fights
before.
the weaker one. So if
I
we
think
can...
I can explain that
Yeah,
though. Like,
go
this
on.
is in a military base. Maybe the ones that they just like send out after quote unquote civilians, like Sonic, are just the weaker ones in general, because you know, you don't send a tank to kill like a criminal who robs a bank.
Yeah,
No, but the argument I would have there is that at that time they think Sonic and Shadow are the same. So,
Good point. Yeah.
like, if they think this is the same guy who's just done all this shit, wouldn't you ideally send a stronger mech, knowing this one didn't work, rather than send, oh, it's a weaker one? You know.
Maybe they don't know who defeated it. They could have assumed Eggman defeated it. Maybe.
Hold on just a second. You just pointed something out that I just realized now. If these people knew that Shadow was in here, why did those other people, who are obviously from the same organization, think it was Sonic?
Well, they think Sonic is Shadow, I think. I think that's the whole thing. They're confused. They think that because they look alike, apparently, they think that's the guy.
To give them some very minor credit, and this isn't justifying this at all, but to be fair, the people who work for Gun now, as opposed to the people 50 years ago, probably don't know what Shadow looks like to begin with.
Well, he's one of their biggest projects, like it's the ultimate life form. You would think they'd have that documented all over the place within the organisation.
Yeah, but let's
Probably.
face it, the people, like, the regular grunts and stuff don't have access to that information, so they can just assume, oh, maybe it's Sonic they're talking about.
True, like, although I do like to think about the possible mission briefing to the guys that are sent after Sonic, like, well, we can't show you this information about this guy, but we want you to go shoot him. It's kind of
They
like,
actually do stuff like that, though, in these kind of organizations, I believe.
yeah, it's at least here I'll give it some credit in that, like, it's got a little bit of whole government conspiracy thing going on, but it's not really as blatant as certain other games that do this kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
I'm just speculating. It's just because of bad writing, but I'm just trying to justify
Yeah,
it.
because I've seen some like really bad, obvious government conspiracy stuff. Like, if there's one of the scenes in Beyond Two Souls with the CIA that's an obvious, like, fuck the government, they're trying to kill everyone sort of shit. But now we have this cutscene again. We have the other theme playing this time rather than Unknown from Me.
Yeah, Rouge's theme. And speaking of Rouge's music overall, it may be my favorite in the entire
nice.
game. And this is just personal preference. though.
Really?
But yeah, I really like
It's
her
nice
theme.
music when you're listening to it. It's not very video gamey kind of music, but it's nice music.
Yeah, it's like,
Well,
yeah.
for me, it works in context on the basis that it's like Rouge's character. Like, this is the sort of
Yeah.
music I would associate with that kind of character. And it's also, I don't like Rouge's levels and I don't like Rouge's music, so it all comes together as a complete thing I don't like.
I do like those tits, though.
Oh, you don't like Rouge's levels, Flame. What a surprise.
But you love the gravity mechanic in Mad Space, don't you, Flame? You
We
love
will
it.
get to that in future, Mia. I'm probably not bringing that up until then. So is she a treasure hunter before this whole... I might as well just say it right now. She's working for the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was a treasure hunter before this, or a bounty hunter, I should say.
I'd take...
In Sonic X, they sort of have some sort of explanation. I know that's not like canon, but I like to believe that it's something similar in the games. In Sonic X, she's basically like caught by the government while trying to hunt Chaos Emeralds or something, and then they sort of blackmail her into working for them.
Well, I'd always kind of seen it as sort of being like a freelance treasure hunter, and she just took the government's gig. You know?
Maybe, yeah.
Alright, Dry Lagoon. This is probably the best Rouge level. And,
Yeah.
but even
Yeah.
though it's still not very good.
Nah. Fuck water levels, by the way.
Oh god, yeah. It basically comes down to Rouge herself. There's just something off about her. Like, she's supposed to kind of control the same way as Knuckles does, but she just
kicks
feels...
and stuff instead of punching forward like Knuckles does as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's not just that. She also just feels a bit more wobbly than Knuckles does. And
Well,
like, as
to
you can
be
kinda
fair, she does have a lot more body mass, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the front-loaded anvils are holding her back.
Yeah, yeah, like we kind of pointed at in earlier. Rouge's levels are probably, and we're all in agreement here, like the worst in the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thankfully the first one is done like that, so we don't have to worry about it for a while.
Good stuff.
Since you're getting them done so fast, I guess that 5 minutes should be plenty.
Exactly.
How was that?
But this is only the beginning, people. But in any case, we'll see you on the next episode of Deep Thought.